Hello lads and ladies, and welcome back for another video on the channel. Today is Milton Keynes against Fleetwood Town. Now Fleetwood currently mid-table on 50 points. Overall, decent season. We've stayed in the division. We're not going to get relegated. We are going to have another year in the Football League for Fleetwood Town. That is good. Looking forward to today. Two contrasting sides and the way that they play as well. MK Dons, I think football's a little bit toxic. I'm not a massive fan of this. Try and play through the lines, make 300, 400, 500, 600 passes per game. I don't think it's worked this year, and I don't think it's suited to this division. However, looking forward to today. Please like the video if you could. Can we go for 150 big likes? That would be massively appreciated. And subscribe down below. Let's get down to Stadium MK. It's Fleetwood today. We're getting towards the end of the season. Both teams kind of now, the season's petering out. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for Milton Keynes. Starts off with Mike Williamson. Then you go to Scott Lindsay. Now you've got Ben Gladwin in charge. What's happened this season? Why has it not been going plain sailing?
I think for me, look, ever since we had Williamson in charge, we got into the playoffs during in the summer. Then, of course, we lost that embarrassing 8-1 defeat to Crawley. And then, of course, we brought in a brand new squad. And then, of course, Liam Sweeten coming in, the recruitment, it didn't quite work out. Started all right, of course. We did win 6 games on the bounce over Christmas. Lost against Notts County and Crewe. And then we go into January, we buy 8 players, we bring the likes of Danilo, send out Tucker on loan, Harrison on loan, which was a bit of a strange one. Results weren't going our way, rumours going around that the players fell out. Alex Gilby stripped from the captaincy, which he didn't, but was going to. Score prediction, I'm going to go for 2-1 Milton Keynes Dons.
Goal scorers?
Goal scorers, I'm going to go for Danilo as well, and then I'm going to go for, yes, of course, Alex Gilby to score.
JK Analysis, how we doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, how are we doing?
How was your journey?
Yeah, it was alright. I'm sure that you were wittering on and found out a really nice the fact that you wanted to share about Steve Bracknell following you, and he didn't even follow him back.
No, squat! A little shuffle. Right, enough of that, but make sure you do a squat and a little shuffle. Right, what are we thinking today? I think we've got 8 games to go, 5 of which are away from home. We're at 50 points. No goal scoring threat really. The most experience we've got up there is the experienced Louis Marsh, who I think has got just less than 20 EFL appearances to his name.
Pete Wild wants to add experience in the summer, so try and get more experience into the young lads. I do fear about the firepower that we do have up top, because I think that's a major weakness, and it's going to happen when obviously Coughlin gets injured, and then only Fleetwood could have Graydon in very hot form, and then he's out for the season.
You look at Gilby, Crowley and Kelly, in my opinion, those 3 for different football clubs at Milton Keynes, Crawley and Notts County separately. You probably couldn't name better midfielders in the league last season, and it's not working. For me, they are a perfect team based on fantasy football. Quickly, out of 10, how would you rank MK Dons season out of 10? For me, you're struggling to get over a 3.
But I say, considering I had him, I think, second in my prediction, you've got to go 1 or a 2. You've got manager changes. Obviously, Scott Lindsay apparently it didn't really end well there. Philosophy, but clubs like that, they want to dominate the ball, but you also need to be adaptable, especially in a league like League Two. It's been frustrating now. We haven't had the consistency to get up to the playoffs. We've had, sort of key injuries, and now we haven't got a front line which can take us to the playoffs. And look, at the start of the season, I would have snapped your hand off for a mid-table finish, and if we get sort of top 10, that'd be brilliant.
Jack, thank you very much, mate. Go on the Cods.
20-minute commentary here on FTFC Play with Ben Natman. First of all, Ben, a very good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Phil. Good afternoon, everyone. 8 games to go. 8 games for some of these players to fight for contracts for years. So, yeah, a big game, nice pitch, nice weather, which you don't get often down here these days.
A huge stadium. Everything about it screams Premier League. but unfortunately, from their perspective, not what's going on the pitch right now.
Yeah, Premier League facilities, League Two football club, and deservedly so for what they've done in the transfer market and how they've played over recent years.
A fast pace to start to the game, and MK Dons could have easily been a goal to the good inside the first minute. Former Morecambe man Dan.
Competitive, not been a great watch. Look, there's 8 games to go. There's no doubt about it. We mentioned it pre-game, didn't we? That they'll be ticking along the games now.
Great challenge there by Brendan Willoughby. Great opportunity now for Dan inside the post. Pulls it towards the back post and Fleetwood in the back of the net.
Yeah, Danilo Orsi, the trademark Danilo Orsi, the wave of the arm. And he did that so many times last year. Fleetwood just can't get rid. It's a sustained pressure from the MK Dons. It's into the box. Bolton tries to hack it away. Rooney tries to hack it away. But Danilo Orsi puts it away. Great finish. 3 or 4 chances to really get that ball away, and Danilo Orsi live in the box, and it's a great finish. To be fair, at Burton Albion didn't really get the minutes he maybe wanted or desired, but he's a top striker at this level.
Quick succession, tries to thread Matty Virtue in. Fleetwood with possession, ball inside the penalty area, and it's turned home, and Matty Virtue equalises on the sliding in at the near post for his 9th goal of the campaign. It's MK Dons 1, Fleetwood Town 1.
Well, I said Fleetwood just needed to stay in the game before half time, and just before it they've nicked one and got back into it at 1-1, and it's Matty Virtue. How many times has that man this season played forward and run forwards? It's a brilliant run into the box, and he's just putting a hopeless kind of like a leg forward, not knowing where the ball's going in the corridor of uncertainty, and he's got a bit of joy out of it. A couple of times he would have got the ball out to that right hand side, and he's just flicked away from it, and it's into Virtue. It's instinct, as you like, and to get his 9th goal of the season, his best ever goal scoring season. I doubt he even scored 9 goals before this season. What a signing he's been. And Fleetwood before the break is as you were, 1-1.
Twisting and turning, edge of the penalty, practice it, fly ball in towards the back. And they've got the noses in front, and it's James Bolton who bundles in from close range. 4th goal of the campaign.
Yes, and we said last week James Bolton was the most likely goal scorer from a set piece. Exactly that, short corner taken quickly, ball into the box, is a tangle of legs, and there was James Bolton to finish it. And Fleetwood, we felt we could nick something this afternoon after that goal went in. It's given the lads a belief out there as well. Who needs strikers when you've got midfielders that score goals and defenders? The 150 or so Fleetwood fans behind the goal go absolutely mental, jumping up and down and giving something back for their hard efforts of making the long round trip. The swagger to the way that Fleetwood are playing, zipping that ball forward now a little bit more quicker. Phoenix getting his toes on the line down that left flank, and Fleetwood being a bit more effective. When they get it, there's a bit more space, there's more urgency. You've got Brendan Willoughby charging forward, you've got midfielders winning fouls, you've got centre backs getting into the box, into the right positions and putting the ball home. The lads up there are trying their best, just inexperienced and trying their best to score a goal. And as the game went on without Fleetwood scoring, you felt, where's it going to come from? When's it going to come from? The long way, and they've got 2 now. That's football.
And Fleetwood Town are 3-1 in front here. Well, MK Dons caught napping. The free kick taken quickly. Phoenix Patterson into the path of Nobody in very competent fashion touched the ball. Fleetwood Town 3.
Wow, we're in dreamland, and Fleetwood Town are 3-1 up. That's not expected when I woke up at 5:30 this morning for Fleetwood to have scored 3 goals, especially after being a goal up. And again, it all comes from Fleetwood being combative in that midfield, picking up on a loose ball. It's so important that Fleetwood keep doing that. This MK Dons team, they're getting booed, they're getting harrowed behind that goal. Again, 20 minutes ago, everything was sunshine and rainbows as just before Matty Virtue equalised. And now everything's a bit more toxic inside this stadium, and they're playing within themselves, this MK Dons team. Low on confidence, not winning games of football. The fans not behind the team. They were tipped to win the league, this lot. They're miles off it in so many departments, but Fleetwood Town have come and sat deep in their shape. How many times have Fleetwood played against one of these styles, Notts County, etc., and flourished? They're now credited, they're now cheering off players that are getting substituted off.
And a couple of substitutions have been made.
There's nothing better than hearing boos and Jekylls and frustrations as Horsey gets in here. This game isn't won yet. There's still a bit of time for the home side to come in, but you want to see the home crowd getting frustrated, and I'm just kind of smiling within myself that Fleetwood are flourishing, and every time they get the ball forward you're thinking, here we go. Okay, Don's high line is so high that you wouldn't believe. He's probably an extra 10 yards further forward than it was in the first half. Fleetwood have scored 3 goals, and let's be honest, it's well deserved, and those travelling supporters have been absolutely outstanding from minute 1 to minute 63 that we're in now. Yeah, we say about the quality that they've got, and they can hurt you, but this lot are soft. This MK Dons lot, they are. You tickle the bellies, you'll get joy, and Fleetwood have done that at Highbury, and they've done it today. This lot have got nothing, I don't think. They could come back and get something, but Fleetwood have really shown that they've got a bit of grit, a bit of steel, a bit of League Two about them.
This time it's Matty Virtue into the box. Slides the ball in on that right-hand side again. Sean Rooney in towards Owen Devonport, and he does have his first goal in senior football for the Cod Army. It is now MK Dons 1, Fleetwood Town 4.
Devonport, I'm absolutely delighted for that lad. His first goal in professional football on the ranks of Fleetwood as a young boy. And again, he's had to be patient for his opportunity in the first team fold. Made his debut away at Barrow, had to be patient for his first start that Pete Wild awarded him. But he's on that right-hand side again. The MK Dons are so open. Rooney makes a forward run. There's so many gaps, there's so much space that Fleetwood have exploited on several occasions. Great ball across, and what a finish! It's 4!
On Fleetwood Town 4. Owen Devonport, well, much has been said. We've got on the score sheet this afternoon, and that will be a massive boost to both of the rotors.
Huge boost, and good goals as well. The Devonport one was a great team goal, helped by them, don't get me wrong, but it's a brilliant finish. And for him, it's a big boost. He's had his first start now in professional football. He's scored his first goal away from home, and Fleetwood could have 5 here.
For the run of Helm on that right-hand side, as the ball now at the other end of the...
Can't believe what I'm watching. Every time Fleetwood get the ball forward, they are so open, and I get the 4-1 now. I totally get that, and they are all over the place. Fleetwood could have 7 or 8. If they keep playing to the level of this, and they intend on getting the ball forward, Devonport again is getting his body to get the foul. Yeah, we may not be the biggest, we might be one of the smallest, but we're not here to make up the numbers, and been outstanding to an absolute man. And it's a delight to be a part of the Cod Army. House proud, Jake. Unbelievable.
Into the far corner.
That's put a cat amongst the pigeons. 4-1, you're feeling relaxed. 4-2. A bit of nerves. If they get one in the next 3 or 4 minutes, you never know. It was a great volley, wasn't it? The back just kind of leant back, and it was a brilliant volley. Outstanding from inside that box. Really good strike. As you were 6 minutes to go, Fleetwood just need to be careful. If you concede one, all of a sudden there's 1 goal in it again, and it's never easy with Fleetwood. You never count your chickens.
And just an opportunity for the Cod Army to slow it down.
Yeah.
Just to take the noon. As at the moment, Fleetwood just keeping the shape. When they do get possession of the ball, they've got to guard it jealous, and Moore's done well. Flips it into the path of Ryan Broom. Ball into Colin Truman's goal, but again Fleetwood creating opportunities, and there goes the full-time whistle, and the Fleetwood unable to clear their lines. Dan Crowley picked out. Sure, Pete Wild will be absolutely delighted with that performance.
Brilliant. 4 goals, 3 points. Striker scoring the first goal in professional football. Louis Marsh getting his second, which is just as good as scoring that first goal, because you back it up, you wait for the first, and then it's about getting on a roll after that. Now he's done that, and Sheffield United and himself will be delighted with that. For Fleetwood, outstanding performance in what they needed to do. They were nitty, they were gritty, they held the shape, they allowed the MK Dons to have the lion's share of possession. Brilliant second half. I didn't expect that. When I woke up this morning, a superb victory that, 4 goals away from home, with the lack of experience we've got in the forward area. Devonport proving to be the young talent that he is, and again getting his first goal in professional football. Many more to come, I hope. Fleetwood are a team that needs to provide homegrown talent, and we've had to rely on it in the last few weeks. After last week, I was struggling to see where a goal came from. Never mind, four of them. The only 4 that I know was 4-0 written all over it. And he's pretty smug in the championship right now. Things are toxic at this football club. They've got a good side out there with talent and real quality, but it just doesn't work together. It really doesn't. They've not got enough grit to them. They've not got a lot of real steel about them. What a contrast a week makes within football. A week ago, I watched a 0-0 draw. Didn't see any quality. Wanted the season over. We were petering out. And that reminds me what football's all about. You have your ups, you have your downs, and I wouldn't have this football club any other way. Without sounding like Jake, very house proud tonight. Not the best, we're not the biggest by a long stretch of the imagination. We're not the most glamorous, but we're Fleetwood. And this is how it feels to be Fleetwood. This is how it feels to be small, and I'm not going to start banging out lyrics to a song, but I wouldn't have us any other way. Get in.